from Fitness Marketing Made Simple, coming to you live and direct from a not so sunny Phuket, Thailand today, where it's it's pretty cloudy here, and I'm just kind of sitting near my hotel room at the moment, and I thought I'd take a couple of minutes just to connect with you and to share with you the first in a series of, I guess, video content where I'm going to be sharing with you how to, I was going to say overcome pricing objections, but actually how about we just make pricing objections completely irrelevant? How about we move away from the idea that there's going to be an objection in the first place? So I'm going to produce a series of videos, probably kind of 7 to 10 videos, where I just talk about a little bit more about pricing, a little bit more about how to ensure that it never becomes an issue for you again, that you don't kind of walk into the same pricing minefield that personal trainers and therapists and anybody who deals with kind of any form of coaching around clients seems to walk into. Kind of they get blindsided by it over and over again. So here we go with today's video, and video number 1 is really just about creating an absolutely bloody awesome service. Okay, I know that seems really obvious, right? But look, people have a tendency to want to negotiate over things that sound the same as everybody else's. So if you run a boot camp, or if you deliver massage, or if you deliver coaching, or if you are a personal trainer, and that's as far as it goes. That's pretty much the only story you're telling around it. You put yourself in the category of everybody else. Everybody else that does the same thing that you do now comes into the same kind of pricing category as you. And so people now start to say, well, hey, this guy down the road does it $10 cheaper, or this guy is £5 cheaper than you are, whatever it happens to be. Okay, you move away from being an absolute expert in your own field, somebody who's the clear and obvious winner when it comes to kind of choice, and you move yourself into comparison. So how about we move away from comparison, and not just by some slick marketing bullshit where we actually tell a story and dress it up by, but actually being the best at what you do by delivering what I call a fucking wow service. Okay, so wow isn't good enough here anymore. Right? We expect people to be really good at what they do. We hope that people are going to be a bit better than just good. We hope they're going to be wow. Okay, but what if you escalate your services all the way up to fucking wow? Like people experience your service and they say, that is just so amazing that I can't help but feel good about it. Okay, this is one of the best ways that there is. In fact, it's the primary way. It's the top way there is to move yourself away from being compared to anybody else. Because if you're able to deliver services in a way that can wow people, you no longer ever have to be concerned about how much you're charging. And in fact, you can put your prices double, triple, quadruple what the market rate is and still get it easily. And I'm not just pulling those numbers out of thin air. Okay, in the UK, the average personal training rate is £40 an hour. Okay, that's the national average for personal training. I charge £250 an hour. I'm not saying that to boast or to brag, but to quite simply let you know that there are people out there that can do and will pay extremely high fees if they believe that the service that they're receiving is fucking wow. And is yours. What needs to go into place in order for you to deliver your fucking wow service? See, because at the moment, what the industry tends to do is we look at what other people are doing, we build our service pretty much in keeping with what the average is. But of course, that just means that you get average pricing, and that just means that you get average reward, and you get the average kind of client who expects the average service and doesn't expect to ever pay more than the average. Okay, but what about if you change things up and you said, what is the Rolls Royce level of service that I can deliver? What is the highest possible end? Like, so if you're a coach and you believe that your clients would be better served by having more contact with you, by having different kinds of contact with you, by working through modular ebooks or whatever it happens to be, if you believe that is the Rolls Royce of your service and you're not delivering it, then that's what's keeping you stuck. If you're a trainer and you really believe that your clients should be following a certain kind of nutrition plan and taking certain kind of supplements, having a certain number of sessions with you and doing certain things as a result of those sessions, and you're not actually packaging that into a fucking wow service, then that's why you've got all the problems that you've got around pricing. If you're a massage therapist and all you do is kind of have people turn up, you give them their massage, right? I'm going to kind of, facetiously say give them their back rub, because to a lot of clients, in their minds, that's all they're experiencing. Okay, they're just thinking, okay, I've gone there, I've had my back, my neck rubbed, I feel a bit better, off I go. But if you're a massage therapist who believes in taking things further by kind of giving corrective exercise plans or by associating yourself with someone who can do that, if you're a massage therapist that has a whole bunch of ideas about what a client should be doing in between your sessions to maintain the fix, so to speak, to maintain the effect of the exercise or of the massage that you've just given them. If you believe they should be doing something and you're not telling them that, and you're not making it easy for them to apply, then you're not giving them fucking well. Because you're not, there's a chance that people are just going to associate you in with the same as everybody else who's charging pretty much the rate that you're charging. So key number one to getting more than the average income, to charging bigger prices, and to completely overcoming the idea of being in any form of comparison with anybody else, and to completely overcome the idea that you have to negotiate for your fees. Key number one is to deliver a fucking well service. So go away, package up your fucking well, and build your services around what you most want to deliver, not what you think people will buy, what you most want to deliver. And I promise you that'll put you on the first step to overcoming anything to do with price ever again. Okay, so watch out for part 2 of this video where we'll go into pricing objections a little bit more, and we'll be talking about a very common mistake that a lot of coaches, fit pros, and massage therapists make when setting up their stall and when talking about pricing. Okay, look out for number 2.